Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy, Torchlight Z Tabby, back at it again. In today's video, we're diving into Lightning Shadow Erika edition, the budget-friendly version of Chain Lightning. We're gonna kill the dummy here, but skipping the dummy testing due to its complexity. I'll break down the gear for you first. Let's take a look at the equipment. I've put together a document. It's easier if I follow along with it. The Lightning Shadow Erika course this season is crazy expensive. Anything related to Lightning Shadow Erika has been hyped up. This budget version is about cutting costs to the max. So it requires some serious gaming knowledge and specific gameplay techniques. We'll talk about those techniques later. Let's focus on the essentials first. If it doesn't suit you, feel free to skip. First off, let's talk about essential gear and some gear strategies. Starting with gloves. We're going with the Malevolent Hand. Yeah, the cursive gloves. Why these gloves? Because this season, curses got a major buff. Especially after the aura nerf. It's like they got a whole new lease on life. And with active skills like the Terrain of Malice and Abysmal Hatred. The Terrain of Malice gets beefed up. At level 20, it jumps to an extra 80% curse effect. Plus, we're rolling with double curses. So it's like quadruple the punch. That's why we're rocking the Terrain of Malice for that extra curse. And curse effect boost, it's like extra bang for your buck. But these gloves come with a price tag. I recommend snatching up the rolled ones. Under 15%, you're looking at around 300 to 400. If that's too steep for you, you're better off farming your own Voidlands runs. Now, the Plane Watcher has a map where you can boss rush. Grab a bunch of maps yourself, and you're bound to get some drops. Moving on to necklaces. We're going with Truth, cause this season, all skill levels are pretty sweet. From auras to support skills, and even active skill. You can have all skill levels. This necklace is low tier, because it's been inflated. So, I suggest aiming for all skill levels above 2. Anything 3 and above is too pricey. 3 is running about for 500, while 2s are just 80. And if you've got fat, the exquisite box makes you autonomous. So, stick with Truth for low costs. Now, on to crafting your own gear. Crafting strategies. It's all about a fix with curse effect and cooldown recovery. Max out those stats, because low cost builds require a cooldown threshold of at least 150 on the panel. Curse effect needs the top 200 to really feel that curse boost. Otherwise, it's too weak. Other curses are just pointless. It's best to max out at 200. Anything less is a waste. Let's talk weapons next. We're going with a two-handed staff, with tier 0 curse effect and tier 0 cooldown as the prefixes. If conditions allow, go for spell skill levels and armor penetration, then top it off with spell crit damage. It's a bit complex, so let's simplify. Just hit the trade house and search for T0 curse effect or T0 cooldown recovery. Either works. Grab one of them, then upgrade the other once you've got it. And a word of advice, don't even think about crafting. At the start of the season, I made that mistake for you. Last night, on a whim, I dropped 2000 fat, trying to craft a weapon, and didn't even manage a decent base which can use targeted processing. Ended up buying this one from the trade house, with curse effect and cooldown, plus spell damage. That's what I ended up with. I made this one myself, gave away the one I bought. This is my crafted piece. You can see, I left one spell damage on it. People were furious. Seriously, don't bother self-crafting. Because now, a single ultimate ember goes for 100 fat, so one hit costs you 500, hit it twice, and you're out a grand. It's just not worth it. Onto helmets. Go for a strength base. T0 curse effect. And T1 chance to taking damage. To gain barrier, for prefixes, chase armor. By strength base. Then aim for T0 curse effect. And specifically target T1 gain a barrier when taking damage. Before targeting into armor. Simple as that. Look at mine. Even enchanted. Take a look. I've got a bunch of junk on me. This one's slightly better. Let's keep going. For chest plates, go with the strength base. And plus 2 active skill levels. Just some searching. They're cheap because everyone's farming them. It's junk they're offloading. Just grab and go. Don't stress over low-cost options. You might find 100 or 190 fan. But not many, you folks. The lucky ones pick through. For suffixes, resistance. For prefixes, armor. It's easy, everyone knows it. Don't be like me, I'm just lazy. Couldn't be bothered. For shoes, pick an intellect base. Like this int base here. And add a shield. Grab a T0 or T1 movement speed. Whatever you can find for cheap, then go for a targeted T1. For every 6 meters moved, gains 1 stack as a deflection. Because the damage reduction this season is really important, and elemental resistance is also very important, so damage reduction is especially important this season. So we need deflection. For the suffix, at any level of cooldown. If you feel like the cooldown is too low, it's a pity. Honestly, I don't think it's necessary to add these 2 points of cooldown either. If you're not adding cooldown to T0, or adding cooldown to T1, it's not necessary. Finally, for the shoes, go for Dream Interpretation. Immune to shock. Shoes, Dream Interpretation. Immune to shock. Shallow layers of Dream Interpretation are sufficient. Alright, let's talk belts and rings real quick. Honestly, they're not that exciting. Just follow my lead on this one. Your lightning resistance on the panel needs to be over 167 now, since they changed it up this season. It used to start at -75, but now it starts at 0. So just hit that 167 mark for your lightning resistance. And then for corrosion, fire and cold resistance. Just make sure it's over 60 on the panel. Why so much for lightning? Because of the soul candle. And other traits that require it. To be over 40%. The extra damage from lightning resistance is a big deal, so it needs to be high. Then for your prefix, aim for shielding and armor values. First, max out your resistances in the talent. Then go for these gear mods. When crafting these, think about the next piece, and how its elemental resistances and corrosion resistances add up. It's a bit tricky. You might want to jot down a draft, or use a computer to calculate it for basics like this. Here's a trick I'll teach you. Pick a T0 elemental resistance from someone else's junk. Or AT1 from someone's trash. Either works. Don't stress about targeted processing by yourself. You might only need to target once. If you've got enough fat, just target once. If not, buy it straight up. Now, let's breeze through the talent. We're sticking with the goddess of hunting. So here's a quick rundown. Get ready to take notes. Let's check these out real quick. Flicker and Rush. Because Flicker basically gives us unlimited mobility with no cooldown. Fast. Then Rush. Ladder Runner and Transition. Queer Angle. Warlock and Indifference. Off the beaten track. Slate. I've summarized it for you here. It's impending. This slate. Every 0.5 seconds, enemies within 10 meters of you take plus 6% additional damage from you. Also, it causes vulnerability. All damage dealt is vulnerability. I won't go into much detail here. You can use it twice. As for other slates, go ahead and use the Goddess of Hunting's divinity to brand them. Don't buy them. Just the ones with a single fan. You'll need 3 of these. I only grabbed 2. But you definitely need 3. Take your time branding. Choose 12 for the brand count. C. Bought 6 FE. Bought 3 FE. Then brand them. Let's keep the purple one. New card. Wait, don't you need? Just so easy. Branding isn't working. Try another one. You can hold on to this. I won't brand this for now. Keeping if you've got the time. If you find it bothersome, just buy this slate with plus 1 jump instead. But it's pricey. Last one, Card of Deception's insignia. Plus 1 all skills level. And upon dealing damage to a cursed target, there is a chance to paralyze it. Paralysis increases damage taken by 10%. These 2 slates combined are essential if you don't have them. This one's your best bet. I found this one gets used a lot. If not, move on. Slight damage reduction won't hurt. And for the memory trait, let's go over the memory and trait. 111 Twin. For relics, choose. Unable to be immune to shock, pair up with the immune to shock on your shoes. To ensure the damage on the trait will apply, so you don't electrocute yourself. The second option could be Gans hit damage as base shock damage, or any other damage increases. Other damage increases work too. It doesn't have to be this one. And for memory, it's a must-have. Prototype. If not prototype, it's unaffordable. So just use it. The roll value here is minus 2021. 20 is definitely better. This kind can't be helped if you don't have the fight. Regular memory damage is fine. If you're lacking cooldown, add a bit, and resistance based on your needs. Let me recommend you movement speed, the highest shock damage recorded, and hit damage is base shock damage on hit and add shock damage points are all acceptable. Then the skills. Let's go over the skills for everyone. Soul candles only have 2 effects. One is that every 2 overflow lightning resistance adds 5 lightning damage. 2 boost ink damage. Negative effects don't necessarily need to be this. If you find soul candles too expensive, just buy 2 T1 soul candles and merge them yourself. You can merge them. Then for the second one, choose this. Chain skill increases by plus 1 jump. I don't think I missed anything. I don't think so. Finally, let's talk about output techniques. Start by displacing 3 times next to the monsters. Then press both cursors together. Then press lightning chain once. Then just keep running, because our own hits don't deal much damage. We rely entirely on the feline figure for damage. But our feline figure is disabled. Thanks to our 75 level trait, no longer triggers feline figure on hit, so we can use feline figure because of the lightning fast of the feline figure, leaves us with only movement. So just keep running. Standing there won't do any damage. Wait until the shock wears off. When you find there are no more monsters to hit, then repeat the process. Just keep moving. If you have activation medium, wide rhythm, and exquisite box, just don't need this technique anymore. It fully achieves automatic map farming. Hope you can give me a thumbs up. Alright, let's end here. Maybe subscribe me. Thanks, everyone.